Welcome back, folks. Today I can share exclusive world's first info about the next Sigma announcement that is happening on September the 8th. So that's the first info that I give you right now. There will be two lenses for sure. So two lenses you can pre-order and buy on the day of the announcement. And maybe a teaser about the third lens that I know Sigma is working on. And this lens will be a world's first, something we haven't seen before, the fastest autofocus full-frame prime lens ever made. Okay, that's going to be very exciting. Before we kick off, the usual reminder to like this video to help me YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button to not miss any of the upcoming rumors. We are now entering the busiest time of the year. Usually in September, October, November, all manufacturers announce their most exciting gear. But there's one caveat, one problem in general that is affecting the entire industry, and that's the AI hype. As you know, AI companies are building a lot of data centers worldwide, particularly in the USA and in China, and they're buying all the electronic parts they can, the storage, the RAM, and so forth, and that increased the price. You probably notice it if you're trying to buy a compact flash card, SD card, or some storage card, external disk, and so forth. The price has gone up nearly 2 times compared to last year, and that's affecting all the manufacturers. I notice, I don't know what this means then in practice, what camera will be delayed or not, but Nikon, for example, has been very silent, and I suspect the reason why they didn't announce a new camera so far is because of that. Fujifilm has delayed the launch of the X6. I'm just assuming that again they have problem on buying the parts for the price they are now, because the margins in the camera industry are really low. Of course, you can increase the price of the camera, but that only works for a tiny bit, and then at a certain point it becomes absurd. So I don't know how many cameras we will get in September, October, November. There might be some delays, but today I want to share exclusive info where I'm certain of. And so on September 8th we are definitely getting a Sigma announcement. On September 9th we are getting a new OM pen camera announcement. On September 15th we are getting a new Canon R8 II, so the new generation camera, and there will be also a minor Sony announcement, so no new camera but something else coming from Sony. Fujifilm might announce a lens, while I still don't have info about Nikon and Panasonic. Nikon probably will not announce anything, while Panasonic, they have the 25th year anniversary. I'm assuming they will announce at least one MFT finally camera. So the long time they didn't announce a new Micro Four Thirds camera and a new L-mount camera, finally probably a Cine L-mount full-frame camera, but I didn't have a confirmation today. I will only share some Sigma info in my next videos, more info about the Canon and other announcement that will follow after that. Okay, back to Sigma. So Sigma will announce 2 new lenses for the E-mount system and L-mount system. One lens, we already know what it is. It's the 85mm 1.2 full-frame autofocus lens. We already saw the prototypes of this lens. This will be coming on September the 8th. I don't have the pricing info or any other info. If you have some more info about this, please contact me using the email address and contact form. Will be very helpful. But this is the first lens that you will get, and actually fills a gap in the E-mount system where we don't have really 85 1.2 autofocus lenses. I think Sigma is filling a nice gap, and I think some of the particularly wedding shooters will really like to have this new lens, and maybe down the road Sony will finally make a 1.2 GM, but still that's wild rumors and still not confirmed. This is the first lens. The second lens is quite interesting and something you hear first on this channel and nobody else talked about, but in the next hours after my video everybody will talk about. It's a new zoom lens. It's a new Sigma 20-60mm 2.8 4.0, and I think this is a kind of lens that will prove to be very popular. I know the Sony 20-70mm 4.0 lens is selling really well because it's a lens that is still compact. You can use it for a ton of things, for normal photography, for vlogging and so forth, because at 20mm you have the capability to film yourself. It's very useful. With 24 it really makes a little sense, and so the new Sigma lens aims at that market from Sony. It gives you the advantage of being faster at the wide end, 2.8 instead of 4.0, but the trade-off here is that it's 60mm at the tail end instead of 70mm, but I think that's a good trade-off. I prefer to have a faster lens at the wide end 1070 compared to 60mm at least. That's my personal opinion. Let me know in the comment system what you think about. I think it's a good lens. Not really exciting, not a super exciting lens like something truly unique, but I think a good choice from Sigma. Of course, it will be available for the L mount too. And then now we have the possible third lens teaser. I know only those two lenses will be available on the day of the announcement. So the third lens I will talk about now is at best we will get a teaser, or at worst they will not mention it. But I know for sure, thanks to a source that I really trust, which is How to Fly. He writes on X and he usually shares correct info. He claimed that Sigma will announce a 65mm lens that is faster than 1.2. And this would make it the fastest autofocus full frame prime lens ever made. So I don't know yet if it's 1.1 or 1.0, but I think Sigma might tease the development of this lens on September 8th. I still have no confirmation. It's just, I know that they're working on a lens, but I'm just saying that maybe they will tease something on September 8th. This is a kind of focal length that I find particularly interesting for my kind of shooting, and being 1.1 or 1.0 would make it really cool. Of course, also bulky probably, but I really hope to see this lens very soon. Okay, that's about it. That's what I know so far. I'm working on the details, like detailed specs, pricing, and so forth. Hopefully also I will get some leaked images of the 20-60mm lens. That would be nice to see how compact they make it, and maybe also some confirmation if indeed there will be some teaser about this new 65mm super fast prime lens that Sigma is working on. If you have some more info, please contact me using this email address and contact form. And again, keep in mind that I will cover the Sigma lens announcement on September the 8th on sonyalpha and lrumors.com. So there will be a live blog in there, and just a second teaser, as I am not available on those days because for 1 week I will be off between September 6th and 12th. I'm completely offline. Patrick from Fuji Rumors will do the live blogging. He knows the job very well, you know, from fujirumors.com. He will do the live blogging on sonyalpha and lrumors.com, and he will share everything he can. So follow the live blog, and it will be very interesting to see what Sigma will be doing on September 8th with those lenses. September 9, the ON digital pan camera. September 15, the Canon R8 II. And then there's the Sony announcement that we'll talk about in the next video. And hopefully I will also get some info about what Panasonic wants to do for the 25th anniversary, because I think, yeah, I have high hopes that we're getting something nice. Okay, folks. That's it for today. Again, a reminder to subscribe to the channel to not miss any of the upcoming rumors, and I see you very soon.